A group of young people were at a party that night with frenetic music, enjoying the atmosphere. A blonde-haired man, Cole, was looking for his brother, Duckett. After searching all over the place, he found Duckett in the room. Cole panicked after realizing that Duckett locked his room. He tried to call him, but there was no answer from Duckett. Cole then broke the door of Duckett's room, and Cole was surprised because Duckett was already acting strange. He was talking incoherently, like he was talking to someone else. Cole didn't even understand what Duckett was saying. The people who were there were busy filming the incident. The shocking thing suddenly happened. Duckett suddenly stabbed his brother. People became frightened and scattered away to see Duckett still carrying the knife. They didn't know what came over Duckett, but he suddenly stabbed himself in the face. The story switched to Mia, a sweet teenage girl saddened by her mother's death. It was the most brutal blow for Mia because she lost the mother figure she loved so much, and Mia was very close to her mother. At home, Mia lived with Max, her father. Elsewhere, we were introduced to a junior high school boy named Riley and his friend James. When Riley was waiting for a pickup from his brother, he coincidentally passed Mia on the road, and it also happened that Mia was going to Riley's house because Mia was friends with Riley's sister, Jade. Finally, Riley got a ride in Mia's car. Arriving at Jade's room, Mia showed Jade a video shared on the group chat. In the video, someone was seen acting strangely like a possessed person, and the strangeness was offered to those there. Mia was interested in coming to the invitation and invited Jade to the event because Mia was also wondering if it was just a gimmick or if he was possessed. Jade refused because she was too lazy to go out. Jade's mom, Sue, arrived from work. Mia was not only close to Jade, but Mia was considered like a daughter by Sue. Suddenly, Jade changed her mind and came to her friend's invitation. Riley, who knew they were both going, insisted on coming along. Although Jade initially forbade Riley, Riley kept insisting until finally Jade relented and allowed Riley to come along. When they arrived there, they saw many young people who were gathering. They met Daniel, Jade's boyfriend, Haley, and Joss. And the awaited peak event arrived, where the main attraction was a severed, embalmed hand of mysterious origin. Joss had forbidden Riley to be at the gathering because he was still a minor, but Jade ensured Riley could be controlled. Mia, who had initially watched the video, was very curious and wanted to try it. She volunteered to be the first to try. Then the ritual began. Mia's body was tied to a chair, and Haley lit a candle that aimed to open the door to the world of spirits, and to close the door again, turn off the candle. Meanwhile, to interact with the spirits through a piece of hand made of stone, Mia had to hold the hand like she was shaking hands, and then she had to say, "Talk to me." Unexpectedly, it happened. Mia saw the spirit in front of her. Only the person concerned could see the spirit, so the other friends laughed at Mia's frightened behavior. Apart from Haley and Joss, who knew what it was like, everyone else thought Mia was joking. But Mia was hooked and wanted to return to see the spirit again. The apparition was now different from the first time. The game's highlight was getting the spirit into Mia's body. Mia again had to shake hands with the statue of her cut hand, then say, "I let you in." And suddenly, the spirit entered Mia's body. Immediately, Mia began to act strangely, suddenly laughing and then acting creepy. With Mia's unusual behavior, those who saw her believed that Mia was indeed possessed. They felt the horror atmosphere when Mia began to look around, and the door to the room opened on its own. Mia started to talk strangely as if other creatures wanted them, and Mia's gaze kept on Riley. It began to panic. Joss and Haley wanted to end the game. Joss tried to pull Mia's hand away from the hand statue, but Mia's grip was too tight. Mia kept saying, "Run, run, run," and strangely kept her gaze fixed on Riley. The situation had become so unfavorable that they had to release Mia's grip together and put out the candles. Mia said it was an amazing experience when everyone was tense and panicking. Mia broke the previous record as she lasted 90 seconds. On the following day, Mia escorted Jade to meet Haley. It turned out that the game that was played last night made some of them curious to feel the sensation of seeing a shadowy spirit. Jade asked Haley to hold the ritual again because Daniel, her boyfriend, wanted to try it. Jade said to keep it at her house only because it happened that tonight her mother worked the night shift. Without thinking, Haley agreed. In the afternoon, they started to gather at Jade's house. Her mom, Sue, was already suspicious of their arrival. It was not that Sue forbade her to hang out with their friends at home, but she was worried about Jade getting into trouble. Moreover, Sue wasn't home tonight, but Jade denied it and said that no one was having a party tonight, and they were just coming for an ordinary get-together. Long story short, the game finally started where Daniel would be the victim. Before it began to, Joss and Haley told them that the handpiece was a piece of a dead person, and the person during his lifetime was a devil worshipper. That's why, with this hand, they could interact with the spirits. Daniel saw the same thing that Mia saw. Daniel tried to get the courage to continue with the game. The keyword was, "I let you in." As usual in the game, Haley set the time when he should end it. The spirit possessed Daniel's body. At the same time, everyone else laughed at Daniel's silliness. Jade as his girlfriend started to worry. And what's worse was when Daniel made out with Jade's pet dog. After Daniel returned, he asked Haley to delete the footage. Of course, what he had done was very embarrassing for him. The game resumed, now and the real party has begun. They took turns to try it out. On that night, the authority of the spirits was lost because the spirits were made into toys by them. At the end of the event, when Riley and James were going to try it, unfortunately, Jade did not allow the two of them because they were still children. Although Riley continued to beg, Jade still won't allow it. Those who were there was okay if Riley wanted to try it, but Jade still didn't allow it until a little dispute occurred and made Jade choose to leave. Riley was still insistent, and now she asked Mia for permission. Initially, Mia didn't dare to consent, but Riley continued to insist until finally, Mia allowed Riley to try it. But Riley was only given 50 seconds. Haley and Joss agreed with Riley that he would give it a try. However, it was where the disaster began. When Riley summoned the spirit, he was unexpectedly shown a spirit he knew. Riley showed no fear at all when he saw it. He looked at Mia. Mia said for Riley to continue to the next stage, which was to insert the spirit into Riley's body. Instead of being scared, a spirit that entered Riley's body apologized to Mia and called her Me. Calling Mia Me made Mia immediately realize that her late mother's spirit possessed Riley. Haley was about to stop the game because it had exceeded the 50-second time limit, but Mia held back because she was sure there was her mother's spirit coming. The atmosphere instantly changed as if Mia was given a second chance to talk to her mom. Shortly afterwards, Riley, acting strangely, said, "Got it," repeatedly, and finally he said, "It's over." Then suddenly, Riley smashed his head against the table. Those who saw the blood begin to pour out became very panicked, and even the shadowy spirit wanted to take Riley's eyes. The noise that was heard made Jade come back in, and it seemed that Riley was now out of control. Fortunately, Jade managed to block Riley's head from hitting the table. What they never expected was a game that turned into a disaster. Maya returned home with the hand sculpture. This incident was blamed on Mia because she had allowed Riley to try the game. Mia came to the hospital to see how Riley was doing, but Jade didn't want Mia here. Even her mom was furious with Mia and asked her to leave immediately. After the incident, Mia always saw the appearance of her mother, and even strange events began to occur to Mia. Fortunately, Daniel was there to see Mia like a frightened person. Daniel was afraid of anything happening to Mia. He tried to accompany her. Coincidentally, Daniel was a person who no longer had parents. All this time, Daniel only lived with his cousin. Mia then offered Daniel to stay at her house. Mia believed that a demon-possessed Riley was his mother because the spirit called her Me. Mia was her pet name, and Mia believed her mother's spirit possessed Riley. The disturbance from the spirit happened again. After Mia woke up from her nightmare, she saw the spirit in Mia's room. He approached Daniel's feet, who was still asleep, and unexpectedly, the spirit kissed Daniel's feet. Mia tried to shout to wake Daniel up, but it turned out she was the one who kissed Daniel's feet. Daniel was surprised not to expect Mia to be like that. Mia had messed up. Maya's life has changed drastically. She was even desperate to try to re-interact with her mother's spirit. Mia just wanted to know the truth because Mia knew that her mother died by suicide, but her mother's spirit denies she commits suicide like what people say. Her mother told Mia that Riley needed Mia's help. Her mother didn't explain what happened to Riley, but it seemed her mother knew Riley was in danger. Back at the hospital, Riley's condition was a little better. He was being bathed, but suddenly Riley was acting strangely again. He rebelled again and almost committed suicide because the spirit was still in his body. They gathered together again to discuss what happened to Riley. Joss recounted what happened to Duckett earlier in the video. The strangest that happened to Duckett was also after he played this game. It was not yet known where the hand came from, but from the information that Joss got, if someone died in possession, his soul would be trapped in the realm of spirits and belong to the spirits. Then Mia said that only Mia was always shown her mother's spirit among those who had tried to play it here. Not only that, Mia also said that other spirits always haunted her. Haley then said that according to his knowledge, the spirits could change as they wanted. Then all of this was just a devil's game trying to outwit Mia. Joss finally revealed that he got the hand from Duckett before Duckett died at the party that night. Previously, Joss had also heard from Duckett that a ghostly spirit haunted him. What Duckett experienced was the same as what Mia had experienced. The only one who might know where the severed hand came from was Cole, Duckett's brother. Mia then told them to look for Duckett's brother. Maybe he could find out how to stop this. They all met Cole, who was waiting for the bus at a bus stop. Joss told him everything that happened, especially what happened to Riley. Unfortunately, Cole wanted nothing to do with the hand. He didn't care what happened to them now. It was already a consequence they had to bear because they were desperate to play with a shadowy skirt. Cole only said that the only way to save Riley was to get the spirit out of Riley's body immediately because the longer it stayed in Riley's body, the more likely Riley wouldn't be able to be saved anymore. Hearing that, Jade became emotional again, and there was another argument between Mia and Jade. Mia asked Joss did they switch off the candle when Riley was possessed. No one knew for sure because the conditions at that time were chaotic. Mia had a plan. What if Riley used that hand again just to close the door? However, they had to do something to help Riley. Mia, Jade, and Daniel returned to the hospital to perform the ritual. Sue happened to be working. Riley, who was already weak, couldn't even speak. The ritual they performed had no effect. Not wanting everything to be in vain, Mia would try to enter and try to find out what happened to Riley. A spirit that entered turned out to be a little girl. Mia asked the child if she saw Riley in their realm. The child then said that she would take Mia to see Riley. She then possessed her body, and in that moment, Mia saw Riley's soul amid the spirits. Mia saw Riley's tortured suffering there. After Mia regained consciousness, she tearfully told them what she had seen. Maya returned home with her heart and feelings unsettled. Max kept talking to Mia. Max wanted to say to her a secret. Max had a letter written by his late mother before she died. In the letter, his mother apologized that it wasn't his mother's intention to leave Mia, but it didn't explain why his mother was desperate to commit suicide, but it seemed that his mother did it because of an illness she had. Mia didn't believe the letter. She was still sure her mom didn't do that. Then her mother's reflection was seen in the mirror and whispered to Mia that the letter's contents were inaccurate. Her mom had never written a will for Mia, which confused Mia. She then entered the room and tried to interact with her mother again. Her mother told her that what she had seen earlier was not her father but an evil spirit that resembled Max. Not long after, there was the sound of the door being banged on. While on the other hand, his father was seen in the middle room. When everything was already in a corner, her mother told Mia to quickly help Riley because Riley had been suffering for a long time. Mia herself didn't know what she should do to help Riley. Strangely, her mother told Mia to kill Riley immediately because it was the only way for Riley to be spared from the torment of the evil spirits. The door was finally successfully broken down and he saw an evil spirit who now resembled her father and immediately attacked her. On the other hand, her father heard a noise from Mia's room then went there. Unfortunately, Mia stabbed Max even though what Mia experienced was only a hallucination. Mia believed and was brainwashed by the words of the evil spirit who resembles her mother that she must immediately kill Riley. Mia then contacted Jade, who was in the hospital, and asked Jade to come to her house directly because she had something important to say. Without suspicion, Jade believed and went to Mia's house at that moment, but it turned out that it was just a plan so that she could meet Riley at the hospital. Fortunately, Sue was still looking after Riley at the hospital. Sue was able to forgive Mia, and she also apologized for being rude to Mia the other day. Moments later, Mia asked her mom for permission to be alone with Riley. Unsuspecting, her mother allowed Mia to be alone with Riley there. Soon, in Mia's vision, Riley's body had turned into an evil spirit. He laughed as if convincing Mia to kill him immediately. Meanwhile, Jade has now arrived at Mia's house. She called Mia, who didn't pick up until finally Jane decided to enter Mia's house. But what she found there was only Max, who was severely injured. Jade realized that all of this was just Mia's trap. Jade immediately contacted Sue and told her Mia had evil plans for Riley. Jade returned to the hospital. Fortunately, she saw Mia carrying Riley in a wheelchair. Mia took Riley toward the highway's edge. Mia, whom the evil spirit had influenced, felt that what she was doing was right. It wasn't long before an evil spirit resembling her mother whispered something about how proud she was of Mia. Her mother attempted to convince Mia to push Riley into oncoming traffic, but when she said, "We'll have him forever." Between conscious and unconscious, Mia was carried away by the whispers of the evil spirit. She realized that all this was just a whisper from an evil spirit. Maya realized that his mother had been the malevolent spirit from her initial possession manipulating her all along. Mia stepped away from the wheelchair as Jade rushed toward them to save her brother. Traffic came to a halt and Mia lied badly injured on the road. Moments later, Mia woke up in the hospital. She saw Riley finally recovering. Mia didn't realize that she had died. Her father was also seen there. Mia tried to call out, but it was useless because now she was in the realm of the spirits. There was a glimmer of light in the distance and Mia approached the light. It turns out that the cycle was repeating itself and Mia was now a wandering spirit. So what did you think of this movie? Leave it in the comments below, and if you liked the video, please like and subscribe for more movie recaps. See you in the next video.